20 and then 10.
Nothing happened then, but it's 3 points. It's a massive, it's an incredible strong opponent. So we don't hide that we want to win that game, but knowing how difficult it is. That's it, pretty much. So it's a big game. I understand that 100%, and we are really excited about the fact that we are part of it.
League leaders Liverpool versus defending league champions Manchester City on Sunday at 3:45 p.m. Apparently, Trent Alexander-Arnold had said that winning a trophy with Liverpool means a lot more than winning a trophy with Man City, because at City you have the luxury of spending a lot of cash and what of you. And then Erling Haaland came back to respond, and he was like, look, you have not won a treble before, so you don't even really know how it feels like to win a treble. Pep Guardiola was asked yesterday at the press conference, and the only answer he gave was like, he's wishing Trent Alexander-Arnold speedy recovery. He doesn't want to talk about that particular comment. But we can now listen to City boss Pep Guardiola, and he says the quality of the Liverpool team makes the game very difficult for his team.
We are there, and after what happened in the last years, and we're going to try tomorrow.
Second, he doesn't want to talk too much.
And yesterday morning, I started to think about Liverpool. But of course, we saw some details. The shape they attack is a little bit different than the previous seasons. The quality of some players, new players, make the game really different. The main pattern are the same, so we know it quite well. Like, I think they know us, but real details you have to adjust the forms, the quality individual players they have. But at the same time, knowing that, you have to take a look the games we played recently, the plays they played recently, and see you have to adjust something, to be more comfortable with the players that we have to play on Sunday.
What makes Anfield such a hard place to play at?
Especially the quality of the team.
Champion coach Pep Guardiola.
You refuse to talk about the crowd, about the team, right?
Yeah. Pep Guardiola. But I'm sure when he's alone, he thinks of the fact that people actually attribute his success at Man City to the spending spree at the club. The fact that Man City, are able to spend huge and bring in quality players or whatever you.
Charlie.
And
whether he's spending huge or not,
he's getting the success.
Yeah, he's making use of the investment. It's as simple as that. People are spending that huge amount. They're not doing anything with it.
It takes someone who had that technical.
Others have spent over 1 billion pounds.
Yes.
On buying
with
players.
No success.
They are still on 10th, 11th,
yes.
10th, 11th.
No success in the last 2 years.
Yes. They have spent over 1 billion.
And they wear blue jersey.
Tell him not to be talking about those things. We've seen Chelsea spend over 1 billion.
In the last 2 years.
Yes. They've not done anything. They've not won nothing.
They have not even entered top 4.
They won nothing.
Top 4. They have entered top 4.
No.
When? They're not even close.
No, they are not close. And this will be investing, and he's making use of the investment.
So
we need to acknowledge that.
So credit to Pep Guardiola for spending wisely.
Others have spent 1 billion and beyond. Still.
It's not easy for you to spend and get success. Yes. It's not easy. Go and ask Jose Mourinho.
That's it.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's continue.
Now, Chelsea will host Newcastle United.
No, you want me to comment?
But we are having a discussion. Why would you comment?
If you want me to comment,
Yes, comment.
If you want me to comment, I'll comment.
Yeah, so comment, please.
So how much have you spent by you? I'm talking about Arsenal. How much have you spent?
No, this one I was in connection with.
Since Mikel Arteta.
This one is in connection with Pep Guardiola.
No.
Oh, I don't know, but we are not close to 1 billion half years. Let's check on Pep Guardiola right now, and you'll see
that Pep Guardiola don't go there. He has coached Man City for like 6-7 years.
But probably it's not even beyond.
Arteta spent how much? Arteta spent how much?
You are looking at the expenditure, but you are not also looking at the revenue. That's what you are looking at.
I'm looking at the expenditure.
No.
Players you have bought.
How can you look at
in the last 2 years? That's what I'm talking about. Players you have used money to buy.
You see, we bought because we allowed.
Oh, we have not gone there. We have not gone there.
We bought because we allowed something.
What we are saying is that you've bought.
No, but how can you look at only one side of the coin?
Okay.
On two sides. We are looking at the expenditure and the income.
2 years, 1 billion.
So you think we bought because we.
And the other one is 1 point something. It's not just 1 billion. Actually,
Guardiola has spent over £1 billion. Over Guardiola, since
but 7 years.
But what we are talking about
is 2 years.
In the last 2 years.
Hey, one team.
Yeah. And you look, the fact
1 billion still.
The fact that there's
what?
You see,
one in 10th, 11th, 10th. That's what you are talking about.
The fact that you are having a lot of cash inflows, you are bringing a lot of revenue. does not mean that you should spend just anyhow.
But
in the last 2 years, £1 billion.
I'm
Just like that, why?
I'm surprised
It's
people are
just
looking at this discussion in just
Okay,
one.
okay, so
listen.
you-
We are looking at it only
Please,
one
let's
way.
listen to him, Dela.
You are just looking at one side. Chelsea spent that whopping 1 billion because Chelsea allowed some players to also leave.
If you allow them to leave, you
so
have
if
to
you allow players to leave, you want us to go to the
So-
you want us to honor a match.
So because you made them leave, those who came, you didn't buy them.
So look at
you didn't
look
use
at
money to buy them.
No.
You bought.
Would you allow me to make my point?
Okay.
Chelsea bought those players because players left. Or were you expecting us to honor a match with no player?
Don't ask that question.
With no player.
Don't ask that question.
Because
Don't
players left.
Those players left because Chelsea's transfer policy in the last 6 or in the last maybe 4 years has been that poor.
That's
a fact.
That's the point that he's making.
That's a fact.
That's
the point.
The last 6 years.
Or maybe the last 4 years, the last 3,
maybe
4
the
years
last
has been
three.
poor.
Listen,
Has been poor.
You can't even stick to a year. The last 4 years, the last 4 years we are talking about. One has the Champions League, one has the Club World Cup, one has the Super Cup, one has those things, those trophies, those major trophies. The last whatever years we are talking about. We won the Champions League. We won the Champions League.
You've overspent.
We won the Champions League. We won the Club World Cup. We won the Super Cup. We won the Europa Cup. We won those trophies.
Me, I'm talking about the Todd Bowley era.
You ask them what have you won?
We have not spent like that.
What have you won?
We have not spent like that.
So you
We've not spent
see,
like that.
Dela, Todd Bowley comes. And the players,
The Todd Bowley era.
the players who won you the, and the players that won the, how do you call it?
You
The
decided to make
Champions
them
League,
leave.
the Europa League. You decided to sack all of them.
Who sacked them? Who sacked them?
But that's what you said. That you allowed players to leave. And that's why you are buying.
But seriously, I mean, no. Let me just let me handle this man.
Oh, but that's what I've said.
It is not true that Todd Bowley allowed them to leave. And I'll give you examples. First of all, it's Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger's contract was supposed to have been extended under the Elsewell administration. And then, just when the sanctions came, he decided not to extend the contract again. He had already finished with Real Madrid before Todd Bowley came. Check dates.
Okay,
Next one. We'll talk about guys.
Mason Mount.
What? No, you are not going
Reece
to.
James.
Mason Mount, Kai Havertz.
Who's Macy Mount? Where is he now?
But he
Kai
was
Havertz.
an instrumental figure in the team that won the Champions League.
What's his name? Jorginho. Jorginho left in January.
Kovacic.
Mateo Kovacic, his contract was ending in 6 months. The team had not settled in yet. He decided that he had already
But
finished.
After
Manchester
6 months, the team are not settled in.
No,
Okay,
his contract was ending in 6 months before they came.
uh-huh.
Whilst they were coming, his contract was ending in the next 6 months.
I have it.
Then he decides to go. Then Kai Havertz, he had a longer, what's his name, time. Then Chelsea said they're going to get 80 million after add-ons for us now. Obviously, they were going to take it. That makes sense. Then Macy Mount, 65 million for Manchester United.
Hey, he's doing well for us.
Today is the war.
Yes,
today
yes,
Kai Havertz
yes.
the war.
He is repaying for the investment.
Yeah, man.
As for that one, no
We're
talk
getting
about that.
65 million from Manchester United for Macy Mount, who has not kicked the ball this season.
And after all that, you spend 2 billion.
After all of
1
that,
billion and beyond.
after all of that, what Javier is saying is that because these people had to go, we had to buy.
But why didn't you stop them from going?
The truth of the matter is that in the 700 million that Mikel Arteta has spent in 4 years, you have only played in one final. One final.
And the fact is that
One final.
the 1 billion
You were
and beyond
eight-
that Todd Bowley
eight
has spent
fourth.
in the last 2 years,
You've
not been able to even get to the 6th
And
position.
for 2 seasons,
Which is bad.
For 2 seasons, you've become nearly men. If you don't take care this season also, Liverpool win, then Arsenal and Mikel Arteta will be there
we like our nearly.
We're going to win trophy.
We like our nearly. We like our nearly.
Should I read this or you want a neutral
If
person?
you finish, then we also read our
Oh,
own.
you don't have anything to read. I'm just
Finish.
According to Transfer Market, Chelsea have the highest transfer income since 2014-15.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking about revenue.
Oh,
Highest
can
transfer
I
income.
finish?
Okay.
I mean, he's looking
Can
at
I
revenue.
finish? Can I finish?
Yes, please.
Chelsea have the
He's setting his
highest.
own questions, no answer.
Who do we are listening here?
Who asks questions in answer?
No, but that's what you're doing.
But I told you about revenue.
No, but the topic of the topic of the table is Chelsea expenditure.
No.
We are not talking about
What
revenue.
Javier is doing is excellent because we can never talk about expenditure without revenue.
So we say you should today. Look, we are talking about what you
Listen,
spent.
listen.
You are not talking about any.
Hey.
any
What you
expenditure.
bring into is
What
important.
you spent is what you are talking about.
But you spend on something that you already have.
Have you?
Do you spend on
Let's
something that you have
listen to
already
what
have?
you have. You are
No,
listening.
do you spend on something that you already have? Tell me.
You.
You spend on something which
Hey,
you already
you
have.
spend over 1
No,
billion
do
in
you
2
spend-
seasons.
Do you spend on
I
something that
refuse
you
to
already
answer.
have?
You give us something.
You don't have any answer for it. You don't have any. You don't spend on what you already have.
Okay,
Listen, Chelsea have the highest transfer income since 2014-15 with 1.13 billion pounds made from shipping our stars.
Since 20 what?
2014-15.
About 10 years
We are
ago.
talking about 10 years matter.
Nah.
And you've taken 2 years to spend over 1 billion on buying new players. You've not made any results. You're talking about 10 years that you've won 1 billion.
Like, you see,
10 years.
you know what? That's
in 2
not
years?
prudent.
Hey, have you?
You know what? That's not prudent.
Why is that
You
not
use
actually?
10 years.
10 years.
You use 10 years to accumulate a profit of 1 billion.
1 billion,
in terms
eh?
of income you have generated from
Then you
transfers.
use
2 years,
2 years.
to squander everything.
What's saying in that?
No, so that's the point I'm making. So it can never be only. You see, I'm not surprised if people want to take this discussion to that. Listen, every team spends because of the need to fill a certain vacant position. Arsenal bought they bought Kai Havertz.
Nobody-
Did you buy Kai Havertz?
Nobody
Why
buys.
did you buy Kai Havertz?
Nobody buys in vacuum. No. Everybody buys on purpose. But the fact is that we feel that the money that you are spending is not giving you the results on the pitch.
So you have wasted
That
the
is what
money.
we are talking about.
Listen.
When it happens like that, it means that investment has gone waste.
Check the Chelsea squad now.
I like that. The last.
Check the Chelsea squad now, and tell me how many of the old players are still with the team.
I care less about that.
Oh no, but
You
but
brought in
that's
the
also
new
relevant.
you brought in the new ones.
So when the old
because
ones left, you want the team to be
you
dissolved.
brought in the new ones.
No, when the old ones
you
left, you
feel
want the
that
team to be
they will
dissolved or
get
what?
you the results.
Yes.
you want.
Listen.
Yes.
And
So
we are
when the
saying
old
that-
ones,
we are saying
when
that
we saw Messi Mount and those
they-
people, you wanted the team to be dissolved or
They
what?
are not giving you the results. Why? 2 years, 1.1
But
billion.
when you bought
we didn't spend as much.
when you were buying, what reward have you got?
we didn't buy as much as
Arsenal,
you.
what
We
is your
didn't buy
reward?
as much as
Arsenal,
you.
what is your reward?
Hey.
And Abikala, what's your reward?
But
They've got-
What is your reward? And
They've got a trophy to show.
what is your reward? What do you have to show at Abikala Teta?
Trophy.
What?
FA Cup.
FA Cup
After
trophy.
after 4 years.
But
After
isn't
4
it a
years.
trophy that
After
you
4
won?
We won
years.
the Champions League. We won those trophies.
the last 2 years.
1 billion. You've not won anything.
After 4 years.
Let's continue.
Now, look
After 4 years, you only have FA Cup.
at the last.
2 years.
Look at another 1 billion.
After 4 years, we won only FA Cup. FA Cup. 4
4
years.
years, one FA Cup.
FA Cup.
It's 8 minutes after 7. Let's do the rest of the
Okay,
let's come back.
now let's move on to the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona climbed to second in La Liga after teenage winger
Listen.
Lamine
Before
Yamal.
I continue, for the last 20 years, huh?
You went 50 years without a league title.
It doesn't matter. I'm talking. No, you are talking about 2 years now.
It
So
matters.
you are talking about now, and I'm talking about
your
20 years.
club
You have a
went
problem.
50 years.
No, but you are
50
talking.
years,
You are talking about 2
20
years, and I'm talking about.
And I'm also
no
talking
team,
about 50.
No team in England has been more successful than Chelsea Football Club.
In the last.
Since Abramovich's time, no team.
That's the only era.
No
you can talk
team
about.
has been successful in the Premier League.
What about
than-
the pre?
than Chelsea
but that's
Football
What
Club.
about the
debatable.
pre-Abramovich era?
What
that's
What
debatable.
about the pre-Abramovich era?
You won FA Cup. Now the 2 you won.
Well, we are the record title holders of the FA Cup in England.
The oldest competition in England. Yes.
In fact, the most prestigious.
And are you
There are-
placing the FA Cup above the Champions League?
That is me.
Let me tell you something there. See, all the fans that people give Jurgen Klopp in over the 8 years that he has been at Liverpool, he has won the same number of league titles as a struggling Chelsea in that same time.
So what?
So it tells
When did
you.
Arteta
So
come?
in perspective,
When did Arteta
your
come?
Arteta hasn't won any
Arteta has
in 4
spent
years.
just 3 years.
In 4 years, yeah, 4
It's
years.
close to the
It's
title.
4 years.
Three and a half,
Close,
three and a
4
half.
years.
Close
Close,
to the
close,
title.
close.
Close to the title.
It's come close.
He
Your
will come
achievement is
closer.
close to the title.
Javier, it's not about my achievement being close.
Your
I'm
achievement
saying
is close to the
that
title.
he's comparing somebody's 3.5 to
There are-
somebody's 8
there are
years.
Eric Ten Hag too has
Let the
come.
man-
Eric Ten Hag has also come close to the title.
Let the man get to 8
Ole
years. and then talk about
Gunnar
that.
Solskjaer came close to the title.
But
Jose Mourinho came close to the
Let
title.
Ateta get to
All
8
of us
years
will be
and
close.
then talk like that.
But you know something.
Which medal do you get for getting close to the title?
Mr.
But Javier shocked me. He's a finance person.
Yeah.
You know something? In football, you spend because you want success. And he just mentioned Roman Abramovich.
Yeah.
Roman Abramovich was getting success because he was spending.
Yes.
He was spending wisely. Prudent financial spending. And that's what he was doing. Todd Bowley comes and in 2 years, the guy has spent over £1 billion.
No,
with
the guy has
no
wasted
success
money.
at the club.
He's wasted
And
money.
Javier is here defending it.
Listen.
But Roman in his first season, when he spent that huge, he won trophies.
Can I-
Yes,
Okay, finish.
Roman in his first I think in his second season, in his first season was Claudio Ranieri, right?
Who
And
was
they were in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Who was the Chelsea manager when Abramovich took over Chelsea?
And
Who was
when Jose Mourinho came in his second
you
season,
don't want
he
to answer
spent
the
that
question
huge
because-
and began getting success at the club. What did they make an answer?
Who was the
Now you are spending huge, you're not
No,
getting
can I-
success,
can
and
I-
you're here defending it.
Listen,
Why?
Who was now Fifi? Who was the Chelsea manager when Abramovich took over?
Claudio first and Jose Mourinho second.
Did Claudio Ranieri win the Premier League?
No, but the second season he won a trophy.
But which season are we in now for Chelsea? 1 billion that you're talking about.
Second.
12 position.
I don't know which season. Is it the
season are
first,
we
second,
in
or third?
The second season.
Are we in contention for a trophy or not?
So they win the FA Cup, they win the league. Yate.
I just
What league? 12 position, win the league.
Yes,
League.
They will win. They will win. Let's go. The last 10 matches. The last 10 matches, all the teams up front will lose all, then they win all. Then they
But
win.
it's serious.
Why?
But like you,
the way Arsenal has gone trophyless for
Javier, your team went 50 years. 55
without a league trophy.
That will be 20
There
years.
are 50 years.
50 years.
There are 50 years. You said you were not watching football. We are talking about what you've enjoyed.
I don't care about
You
that.
struggled as an Arsenal
I
man.
was watching football back then. I was watching.
No, you're not watching football.
Two Champions League trophies. Club World Cup.
See, I saw some
FA
statistics
Cup.
that let me tell you about.
What-
Do you know that Arsenal's legend? Do you know Arsenal's legend Thierry Henry has never scored in an Arsenal jersey when he's playing the final before? Final.
So what?
Onyadi.
So what?
Give me your bosses.
Why you allow please, Stella, please, allow the listeners to
The
judge.
trophies you have in your trophy cabinet are those old.
Oh, no.
Those brass
Have the privilege of going to Emirates.
Cobre.
Let's take you to our trophy room,
Cobre.
and then you will see
Cobre.
what you've not seen.
Ninya FA Cup.
But it's good on Champions League, but what Champions League?
Twice.
Okay,
Only
so
team in London.
it's 12 minutes after 7.
Only team in London. You can't go to London without going to
Can we
Kings.
go ahead now?
What's like 1 billion?
1 billion, 2 seasons.
You got nothing to show. And you just mentioned Roman Abramovich. If Roman Abramovich was spending £1 billion with no success, you'd be complaining.
Let's go. Yeah. Chelsea, they are to scale. Let's move on.
Now La Liga.
Nearly.
2 years later. 2 years later.
No, but you see, the Monye, that's factually inaccurate. No, but Javier, that's factually inaccurate. Arsenal has won the FA Cup in the last 4 years. They've got the trophy to show.
I mean, in a sense, Arteta's first
Yes,
season.
I mean, he won a trophy.
We are rising 2 years. So the last 2 years, every 2 years. 2 years, 2 years.
Such a wonderful coach. he is.
Hey, that's a wonderful
All right, Zando, let's continue.
Barcelona climbed to second in La Liga after teenage winger Lamine Yamal's superb late winner gave them a 1-0 victory at home to Mallorca. Now, the matches coming up today, we have Cadiz versus Atletico Madrid. Girona will be playing Osasuna before Las Palmas take on Athletic Bilbao tomorrow. And then we have Real Madrid versus Real Celta Vigo tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Now to the Italian Serie A. At 5 p.m. today, we have Bologna versus Inter Milan. And then on Sunday, AC Milan will be playing Empoli. Juventus will be playing Atalanta. Inform AS Roma will travel to play Fiorentina at 7:45 p.m. tomorrow. And I must admit that Daniel De Rossi has been doing very well at AS Roma.
He's doing a great job.
10 matches.
Mourinho was really killing the club.
But everything he's doing, Mourinho has done it at the club. So,
You are here right now saying that he's doing one now.
so why do you bring in Jose Mourinho?
But was he not the one who was in charge before?
And I'm saying that everything that this man is doing, Jose Mourinho has done it at the club. The Europa League, I mean, last season he was in the final. He won the maiden edition of which is an European trophy. The maiden edition. You see, the history of this particular competition cannot be written without the name of Jose Mourinho. Now to the German Bundesliga. Today at 2:30 p.m. we have Bayern Munich versus Mainz 05. Leipzig will be playing Darmstadt before Werder Bremen take on Borussia Dortmund. Bayer Leverkusen, you know what they did in midweek? They were playing Wolfsburg. I think they were down by 2 goals in the Europa League against Karabakh. Yeah, and they equalized 2 goals in the second half to draw that particular game.
Now, despite everything, Xabi Alonso is doing something
35 matches
something
in
historic with the club. Yeah. 35 unbeaten.
Yes, that's serious.
That's great.
France, we have Lorient versus Lyon. Lens will be playing Brest before Paris Saint-Germain take on Reims, and then Strasbourg will be playing AS Monaco. We hear that Bayern Munich have added Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi to their short list of potential successors to Thomas Tuchel at the end of the season. But Bayer Leverkusen boss like we keep on saying, Javi Alonso is the man leading the race to
number
become
one
the
target.
new coach. Yeah.
The same December that was beaten in Rome.
Yeah,
right?
Rome, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, Fee, I want us to do straight to the tomorrow's game. But I don't know whether you want to touch on something on the Friday.
No.
Okay, so Manchester City, and
What will be your ideal outcome?
draw. Yeah,
That's what it's with
a pie. Then we will win.
Empire.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wishing for. That's what.
what will happen is that you will win today.
Yes.
And it will put pressure on both teams.
They will play to a draw.
Put pressure on who?
They will put.
Put pressure on who?
But Arsenal
But why?
they'll be on top
Our
of the
win
league.
can put pressure on the two.
Yes.
Because when we win,
You are on
we are
top. Yes.
Hey, Papa,
Pressure.
Okay,
Put pressure on who?
those
Man
two
City,
teams who then
Arsenal.
be behind us.
Arsenal can never win the Premier League.
Thank you very
You
much.
can never
Have
win.
you
That
never
is-
say
that
never?
is an emphatic
Have you-
statement
did you
you've
say
made.
never?
Thank
Yes,
you.
Never.
Arsenal can never win this year's Premier League.
You've made an emphatic statement. Thank you. Today is the 9th of March.
Trouble is
We'll
not
put it there.
What the two o'clock go to me? We be at the voice in two, but we ever never. Arsenal can never win this year's
Okay.
Premier League.
At least as if you are rattled by what have you said.
I'm not rattled. I'm just
Amazed.
I'm bemused. I'm like, what is he saying? He said never.
Never.
You use the word never.
Never.
He said this. He added was
This
that
season.
an
You
adjective?
can never
yeah.
win this season.
Call
No, but
it
even that,
this season.
never say never.
Charlie, you go ahead.
But
Arsenal is playing which team?
Brentford.
but that's a
At Emirates.
that's a tough game. It's a London derby.
Charlie.
It's a London derby.
Not-
The only thing is that
Have
Brentford
you
have
really
lost.
assessed Arsenal this season?
No, Arsenal have been
And
very
in the last 5-6 months.
yeah, they are doing excellent. But Arsenal lost the league in December and then January. When you lost to Fulham, when you lost to West Ham, when you dropped those points, that's when Arsenal lost the league. And you see, these are the mistakes that Mikel Arteta keeps on doing. And it's going to be difficult for him to get the title from Liverpool and Man City, who are very experienced in England.
Time will tell.
Because you can't lose to Fulham, then go and lose to
Man
West Ham.
City this season lost to Wolves.
Yes, but they didn't lose concurrent. They didn't lose back to back like that.
They
But they are
lost to
still in
Arsenal.
contention.
Arsenal had about 6 points lead at a time.
No, but
Those
if they
losses-
had won also those two games, you know what would have
No,
happened?
those losses affected Arsenal. Now,
Yeah.
if you look at the Premier League table now, Arsenal are 2 points, right, or 3 points away from
No, 2
Liverpool.
points from the
2
top.
points away from
Don't say
Liverpool.
it, please.
Then 1 point away from Manchester City. Man City is 1 point away from Liverpool in there. So it's 63, 62, and 61 for Arsenal. And you are going into a big game at Anfield. If you look at the Liverpool
You
team,
call
Liverpool.
that Brentford game a big game?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the game Liverpool versus Manchester City.
Okay.
Yeah, but that Brentford game, obviously, Arsenal can win. Arsenal's West is going to be a win, just a slim margin of a win. But you look at the game that these two are going to play. I am thinking that Mikel Arteta's team will know that this game, if it ends up in a tie, if they win, they get 3 points. Means they go to the top. Then they are above Liverpool and they're above City. But you look at the game in itself. Liverpool are without Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Salah is back.
They have brought in a young boy called Bradley. He is excellent in that area. If you've watched Liverpool this season, essentially what they do is that they bypass the midfield. They are more direct at teams. And that's exactly how Chelsea played with Manchester City. Now, in terms of the numbers, Man City have only had success at Anfield once in the last decade. So it means that going away to Anfield is always difficult for them. Now, a draw would also benefit Liverpool if they end up drawing and you win, because it means that if they end up drawing, they are getting 1 extra point. You get 3 points and you become tied on points at the top. And they are comfortable with that. They know that Man City coming there, they will come and open up. They will play a lot of attacking football, but they will play exactly how Chelsea played against Manchester City at the Etihad. No extra touches on the ball, more direct and play into the channels. Now, I think that the biggest worry was that Konate injury that happened in midweek when they went on to go and play at Slavia Prague. If that is confirmed and Konate is not going to play against Manchester City, then for me that's the biggest worry. So the game doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be a positive one for us now in that regard. There's a possibility that with the injuries that Liverpool are having, Man City may end up winning and getting 3 points and then pushing on ahead of Arsenal. There's also a possibility that if it ends up even in a draw, then Liverpool are going to still be at top with Arsenal. Then there are games yet to come. Now, if you look at the game in itself, whilst Man City are good, Liverpool are very good physically and all of those stuff, Manchester City have also built a team hinged on a lot of physicality. And I don't know if you've realized, almost every top team in the English Premier League now has seen the importance of physical specimens in teams. So you go to Manchester City and they play the three centre backs. There's Rodri, there's Ruben Diaz. These are all physical specimens plus Ellen Brot Haaland. Because sometimes when you play, you want to play through the build-up, play through the press and whatnot. Sometimes you want to go over the press and you want to win second balls. You want to win your duels. Liverpool are good with Konate and Virgil van Dijk. And if he's playing, he's going to be very important to them. The biggest problem is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is supposed to be the one that will help them bypass the middle area and then play more direct into the channels for Mohamed Salah, create chances for Darwin Nunez and then Luis Diaz up top to get the goals. But quite apart from that, we know that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola want to go in that 3-box-3 midfield where John Stones will come into the middle of the park with Rodri sitting in that base. They are going to have Bernardo Silva coming in up top and then Kevin De Bruyne. The biggest threat Manchester City have against Liverpool is those rotations on the right hand side with Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden in between the outside center backs. And again, that's going to be a bigger worry if Ibu Konate is not there, because Ibu reads the game very well. He knows when to step into midfield and close in players. He knows when to stay back and then deal with a physical threat. If he isn't there, then Liverpool obviously are going to be at a disadvantageous position in that regard. I mean, I think that the game, if Ibu is not playing, then my money is on Manchester City. Man City have not had success at Anfield, but if Ibu Konate is not playing, Trent is not playing, my money is on Manchester City.
Share the same opinion, have you?
Yeah. It's
for Konate to not to make the game. I think it will be another blow for Liverpool.
Yes.
The injuries are becoming one too many.
Yes, just one too many. I think that at the last count they have as many as about 9 or so players on the injury list, and that's not very good for Liverpool.
Alcantara came recently and went back. Yeah,
so he has a muscle injury. But if you have a Liverpool team like those young guys who played against Chelsea the other time, Chelsea is a team which has not been very consistent.
Yeah.
So if those young guys who came on, if you call up Bradley and those guys, Dokes and
the Comas, the Duns,
and then those guys who played against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, if club decide to use those guys against Manchester City, they'll slaughter them.
But if that is what they have, what else can they do?
No, then definitely
City is going to win.
Because if you look at, I think that Liverpool is playing against City at the wrong time because of the fact that most of their regular players are either injured or coming back from injury. Yeah. So it's the timing is just not right for Liverpool, and that is what they have. That's what they have. So definitely those players are going to play against a City team, which is very, 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 very solid. So 16 of Manchester's last 17 matches across all competitions have ended in victory for 16 of the last 17 matches that they played. And I think that the last time they lost was December when they lost to Aston Villa. They've gone on for 10 solid games without across all competitions without losing. So they are a very good team. The City team is a very good. And the thing about City this season is that they've not had a lot of injury worries. They've not had that. I think that the problem that he had was when Rodri picked when he was suspended.
Haaland was also out for a while anyway, together with De Bruyne.
Yes, De Bruyne. But Haaland, how long did they say? De Bruyne
Haaland was out for 2 months,
Yes, but 2 months, if you have Julian Alvarez and other guys playing, his absence will not be felt so much. And then De Bruyne was also out, but he's come back and he's playing very well for. And the partnership between De Bruyne and Haaland is super. Is so strong. But anytime he gets the ball, he's just looking for where Haaland is to pass the ball to him. It's going to be a very difficult game for Liverpool. Even though they are playing at Anfield. Anfield is a different atmosphere altogether. And when Pep was asked the question why he finds it very difficult to win at Anfield, he talked about the team. And I think that aside the team, the atmosphere is also something else.
Yeah.
The atmosphere at Anfield is also something else. So on paper, based on the fact that Liverpool are going to miss a lot of their regular players, and because most of their regular players are also coming back from injury, it's about the fitness and how ready they are to face a team like Manchester City. I think that's the two stars are favorite.
All right, so both Fifi and Javier, feel that Manchester City have an advantage due to the many injuries in the camp of Liverpool. I don't know what you think. You can send us your thoughts on 05511 or start calling on 03220 83596 83597. 03-220-83596, 83597. Let's hear your thoughts on what we've discussed so far on the first part of the show. It's 25 minutes after 7 here on your super station, Love 99.5 FM. 03-220-83596, 83597. 03-220-83596, 83597. Let your calls start coming in now. There's the big game coming up tomorrow. It's Liverpool playing against Manchester City. And then also there are some other league matches coming up. Arsenal, Brentford. And we had a point on that as well. Let's hear you. 03-220-83596, 83597. Let's see whether we have some messages also up here then. We'll start going through the messages on our WhatsApp console. 03-220-83596.